So Bruce Willis is back in action as Frank Moses in Red 2. Came out in 2013. The plot of the movie is Frank Moses has to fight off another hit from a gang led by Neal McDonough. And Neal McDonough, he wants to kill Frank Moses, and he wants to retrieve a bomb in Russia that's going to be used to detonate in London, which can kill 11 million people. And Frank Moses cannot let that happen. So he reunites his old team, and they have to fight off against Neal McDonough and his assassins and other terrorists that are hired to put a stop to him. Again, this film's cast is pretty star-studded. You got Bruce Willis, you got John Malkovich, you got Helen Mirren, you got Anthony Hopkins, you got Neal McDonough. You got a lot of people in this movie. I like seeing ensemble cast. I like seeing, a bunch of big-time actors working together. In this film, it's like The Expendables, but on a smaller scale. A lot of the comedic elements from the first film are in this one. We get to explore more of John Malkovich and Bruce Willis. You get to explore more of Bruce Willis and his love interest, Mary Louise Parker. And you get more Helen Mirren. I think she stands out. She is one bad assassin. Another guy stands out in this movie is Neal McDonough. I think he's great as the bad guy. He plays Damien Darhk in Arrow. He's a pretty good villain there too. So he's not a guy to mess with. A lot of your favorite action scenes and explosions are in this movie as well. Anthony Hopkins, he was also a villain in this movie. I thought he was pretty good as well. He played Hannibal Lecter in Silence of the Lambs. And he brings a little bit of sight of that here. Now, I mostly know Anthony Hopkins in Thor as Odin, and he's also in Transformers as well. He's part of the Witwiccans. But it's nice seeing Sir Anthony Hopkins in this film. So there are a lot of good elements. The action's good. There is some good comedy. The humor is good. But I say Red 2 is better than the first film. I think the first film is slightly better. Because Red 2 kind of has the same, plot line. You get ensemble cast together. There's a bunch of hitmen coming after them. And they have to arm up and, fight off the bad guys, shoot people, light explosives, and find the true culprit behind it. Both of those films are like that. So they kind of have the same plot line. It's just that the first film did it first. That's why it's somewhat better. Red 2, I feel like they were trying to kind of do the same things that Red did instead of trying to be, a little bit different. There was some different stuff, but it wasn't like it was new. It wasn't like they really explored the Red world. But overall, I like Red 2. I think it's good on its own. I think the first one's slightly better, but I'll still give Red 2 a 10 out of 10. It had everything that I was looking for. You got a little bit more character development. I think the film is a little bit more global. There are some stakes in this film. So Red 2, I thought it delivered. Now, there are plans to make a sequel and a TV series. I don't know if that's going to happen because Bruce Willis has taken a hiatus from acting because of health conditions. But you never know. They might make a prequel, maybe a sequel. I don't know. I'd like to see a Red 3, or maybe a prequel series. One of my problems with the Red movies is that they reference a lot of past events. Since I don't really read the comics, it's hard for me to understand where they're coming from. What happened during their days when they were part of the CIA. That could be something to explore in a prequel movie. This has been your Red 2 review.